Hey guys, Dr. Clayton Roach from Roach Chiropractic Center. I'm going to start off with a question. How many of you have heard of tooth decay? Everybody, right? So you go to the dentist, you think everything is fine, and he says, well, unfortunately we found a cavity. So a fancy word for a cavity is tooth decay. Does that happen to the spine? Yes, it does. Here's how, and here's how you might not have heard that word before, but I'm sure you'll understand the story. When we have vertebrae in our spine that are not moving well, and that can be because of what you're doing for a living. Maybe it's repetitive work that you're doing. You're sitting at a computer all day long, you're in a car, maybe you're doing sales, and you're doing work on your laptop at night in your bed, and you got all that bad posture, and your head is forward, and you know your posture is changing. Or maybe the fact that you've had car accidents, sports injuries, maybe you run all the time, and your goal is to run 50 marathons in the next 50 years. I don't know. Whatever it is, your spine can have vertebrae go out of alignment. You are not necessarily going to feel those vertebrae that are out of alignment. Do you necessarily feel a cavity? Well, no, because when the cavity is just starting, it's not bad enough. You don't have a toothache. So what happens? That vertebrae that's out of alignment goes undetected. And maybe you don't hear about chiropractic care. So what happens, you go to your doctor who checks your blood pressure and all this stuff, and of course, that has no bearing on how healthy your spine is, and you never notice anything. Here's when you notice it. One day, out of the blue, you go to put your socks on and you throw your back out. Or you wake up in the morning and you can't turn your neck. Do you think it was really the fault of the sock or the fact that you slept wrong? Or was it maybe the straw that broke the camel's back, that there was a process that had been happening for the last 2, 3, 5, 10 years, and only now your body is starting to break down enough that is giving you signs and symptoms? Similar to the cavity, the hole that's getting deeper and deeper, and now you're starting to have a toothache, and you think you catch it early and say, doc, the dentist, it just started hurting today. Is he going to care? No, he's going to tell you that hole is pretty deep, and you might have waited so long that a filling is not even going to cut it. You need a root canal. So we see that a lot in our office. So similar to tooth decay, you can get spinal decay. A fancy word for spinal decay is osteoarthritis. How many of you have heard of osteoarthritis before? Everybody. So what happens, osteoarthritis develops when you have joints that aren't moving well, that go undetected for a number of years. So what's the best way to avoid that? Getting a spinal checkup. You don't need to have pain to get a spinal checkup from a chiropractor. We actually like it better if you're coming in and you don't have any pain, so that we can actually check your spine, detect those areas that we're trained to find, so that we can actually start a process of moving those vertebrae, so one day you don't get to say, I've got arthritis. And then starting to think that it's genetic and there's nothing you can do about it when, as a matter of fact, there's plenty of things you could have done to prevent that from happening. So if you've never been to a chiropractor before, or you have friends or family members that are struggling with osteoarthritis, don't think there's nothing you can do about that. Because anything that the medical profession is providing you, like drugs and surgeries, you want to avoid that as much as possible. I'm not saying that it's bad, I'm just saying that there's a place and time for everything. And if you haven't tried chiropractic, you definitely don't want to start with drugs and surgery. Let's start with the least traumatic intervention, which chiropractic is, before you at least entertain the drugs and the surgeries. Chiropractic first, drugs second, surgery last. That's what I tell my patients. Hope that helps, and hope that you realize what osteoarthritis is, or spinal decay, and that you know that there's many things that you can do to help prevent further degeneration, including chiropractic. Take care and have a great day.